توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Welcome back to the Deen Show. I hope you guys are paying attention here. Today we have Rob. Rob, thank you again for being on the Deen Show.
Oh, no problem at all.
Okay, we're not done yet. We want to ask you a few more questions. Rob, so now you accepted Islam. You decided that this was a way of life from the originator, the creator, the sustainer of the universe, God Almighty. So now, how is this Islam, submission, surrender to God, how has this benefited you in your life, and how do you feel it can benefit others?
Well, basically, Islam has benefited me. I feel more at peace, and I feel personal more responsibility. Being responsible, being a person of responsibility towards myself, as far as trying to stay on the right path, being a person of my family, to help and support my family, social environment, to help the environment. And also, Islam has benefited me is that I'm a person of, I guess, positive will now. My will is more positive, and I feel that I can really benefit people and help people. And
now, you always, from talking to you before, you always didn't have this positive outlook in life. You went through a stage now that you were actually contemplating suicide. Is that correct?
Correct.
Can you briefly fill us in?
Well, at that point in my life, I was a very low ebb in my life. Parents had a rough situation. I had a rough time dealing with people, my family. Took some narcotics during that time. Didn't really have a strong sense of God, a strong sense of purpose in life. And I started to create my own purpose. I started to do things that benefited me. I didn't care about anybody. Didn't care about my own family. I said, well, it's me, 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 me.
It's all about you.
Yeah. And even at the time, I was fulfilling certain things that I wanted. It was just temporarily. And even if something else came, I would go after that. I was like, just like you could say, a domesticated animal. Like, if something was this way, I would go that way. If something was that way, I go that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's how a lot of people are living now, like wild animals.
Unfortunately, I mean,
chasing
I don't want to, depict myself as that, but Islam gave me a sense of focus. Even the Quran, the very first verses, guide us on the straight way, the straight path, and that path is so fulfilling. It's so you can't, money can't buy it. You know?
So you have this now contentment. Now you have figured out what's the purpose of life. You have structure. You have a system that you follow that's bringing you this peace.
Yes, definitely.
How do you also mentioned that you didn't stop there. You still had some doubts in the beginning, and you started to investigate even other religions. Tell us about this also.
Yeah, that's correct. Even being a Muslim, I took the witnessing of faith, which is called the Shahada, bear witness that there's only one God, and Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of God, who talked about prior messengers, which we believe in the Quran, like Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus. I was still not so completely on Islam. I mean, there wasn't a stamp of approval that this is the complete religion. So I sought other ways. I looked for other things, did my own personal research in the Bible, more than even before I was a Christian.
There was some doubt still lingering, like why all these other religions, why? So you wanted to get some confirmation, a peace of mind?
Right. So I went to various synagogues, churches, went to a Native American center, went to a Buddhist temple, Hindu temple, even the Baha'i temple. But when I saw those things, I said, Islam is the most rational, one God, one God. So I had to do my research rationally. It was just a belief for me. Now, it was something I had to prove to myself to get assurance that this is the right, not just religion, because the things that Islam talks about, prayer, charity, fasting, they're in other religions. So someone can say, I'm Muslim, I'm doing that. But also just the way of life Islam talks about as far as being a way of life, something that I can practice in my life daily, and that I can benefit myself first and foremost, and then benefit other people. And that's what Islam encourages through the Quran and also through Muhammad's life example. Like his wife said, they asked her, how was Muhammad? They said his life was a walking Quran. So that's something I would like to follow.
Do you think every human being should read the Quran?
I believe so. Oh yes, most definitely.
Why?
But not just read it, but try to think about it, like God says in the Quran. Like if this book was from other than Him, there'll be differences in it. There'll be discrepancies. There'll be things that are not right with it. But the book has proven itself that there's no differences. There's no differentiations. There's no congruities with it. There's coincides with nature, coincides with science, coincides with everyday realities, human conditions, and it's a great book.
It's an instruction manual on how a human being should live his life.
Correct.
And we should understand that there are a lot of things that we just can't figure out on our own. We need God's guidance.
Oh, most definitely.
What are the benefits now, not just in this life, but what is your goal now if you strive to submit, to surrender in peace to your Creator? What has He promised you?
Well, basically, I guess at an individual level, He's promised eternal bliss, eternal paradise. I think personally, though, here and now, people can say, okay, that's fine, but what about here and now? We have so many problems here. Islam does not shy away from that. Islam says to help your environment, to help the living conditions of the poor people, of racism, of sexism, of inequalities that are present every day, all over the world, not just in America or any other country. So Islam also tries to bring peace here now, not through terrorism, not through bombs, not through extremism. These have no place in Islam. Just only through following peacefully the will of God in your life, and then sharing it with other people. Because a Muslim is supposed to share and care, and not to coerce others to following that.
Tell us, for anybody that is listening to you, he can connect with your story. What advice do you want to give to somebody who has realized that, listen, I don't have all the answers, I need God's help, but you know what, there's so much confusion out there. Every religion is saying that it's the way, it is correct. How does somebody know and confirm that this is indeed a way of life, the way of life from the Creator of the heavens and the earth? What advice can you give someone to stimulate them, their mind, to investigate this further?
I think basically the person should understand that their life does have a purpose. If they're thinking about suicide, if they're thinking about why are things so rough for me, why am I having problems, I just want to get rid of this. Taking your life is not an example. Taking your life is the wrong thing, which I was thinking about before I even found Islam. I was like, there's no point in all this. What's the point of everything? I think being a Muslim has helped me to realize that my life has value. I'm here for a purpose, mainly to pay homage to my Creator and to help myself and the people around us, because we're all in the same earth together, and we should try to make this world a better place. And Islam gives that example, and it makes you happy, even if things aren't the best for you. No one said life is fair or easy. Islam understands that, but killing yourself and having these thoughts, these are things that Islam denounces, does not encourage, and encourages respect, friendliness, and to live in a peaceful environment, including with the animals, to give to the animals, to give to your environment, nature, not to litter, and to be a model, great human being, which I love.
Well, Rob, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to be on the Dean Show, where we're trying to educate the masses on this wonderful way of life. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
No problem at all.
Jazakallah Haida.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I'd like to thank you, the audience, for tuning in every week. And for those of you that have joined us for the first time, I hope you have gotten a benefit and to learn a couple things. One, that Islam means surrender, submission.